This episode of Hustle Haven is sponsored by Door Insurance Group. You work hard for the life you deserve, let them help you protect it. While you secure the bag, the Door Insurance Group will help you insure the bag. For more information and details on all things insurance, reach out to them using the details in the show notes below. Now back to the episode. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to your favorite podcast, Hustle Haven. We're your hosts, River the Realtor.
And I'm Taisha Renee.
And y'all, we don't have to say we're back because we've been back.
We do say that every episode.
But it's okay.
Y'all be like, oh, they say the same thing.
Y'all missed us, and so we're back with another episode. And today I say this every week, but I do be excited, like genuinely, y'all. One thing I think we talked about. When you enjoy
what you do, it's okay to be excited. Okay? We're excited every episode.
I think one thing that's really, really prominent in entrepreneurship or just being an entrepreneur in general is how you get your business, how you lead generate. And then I think it always brings us to the conversation of social media.
Yep.
But I get a lot of questions all the time about how we get business outside of social media. What is like that big, piece that funnels business into our businesses. And one of the big ones is our referral system in our book of business. So today we're going to be talking about the power of referrals and basically the importance of not only getting your clients, but maintaining those relationships after so that they can keep pouring into your business.
I would say referrals, AKA the people who love me.
Literally. Taisha, I'm not going to lie, y'all. I think it was like a couple years ago when we first started real estate and we were like kind of dissecting our book of business. And Taisha was like, 95% of my business are like referrals, past clients.
Referrals. And I think I feel like that's one of the things, honestly, that keeps me motivated in my business. Because to know that, like, the people that you're working with not only support your business, they respect your business, like, that kind of is that reassurance that, like, I did a good job on that transaction.
Yeah.
It could be different on another. I could have another client who pays my goods, who
literally
might not ever.
But on this particular one?
But on this one?
Yeah.
He or she loves me.
So let's talk about that. And
his mama, his aunt, his uncle,
they're going to love me too. So let's talk about that a little bit. I think one thing, again, we always talk about the importance of getting a client, but we don't talk about the importance of keeping it. And I think once the transactions ends, people kind of have to understand that, you still have to maintain those relationships. So the first thing I kind of want to talk about is maintaining relationships after the transaction has ended. What are some things that you can say that you do to kind of keep that relationship ongoing once the transaction's over?
So one thing for me, after I have closed the deal, I am a milestone girl.
Okay.
So like once I sell a house, and I have to put it on my calendar because I may forget, don't blame my head, not my heart.
Right.
But like 6 months. Oh my God, you've been in your house for 6 months. Like, how's it going? Is everything moving smoothly? Like, how's that going for you? If they're having events, so a lot of my clients are entrepreneurs. Yeah. They're like, or they also work in corporate. If they're having something, I'm supporting them, supporting their business, purchasing their products. Like, not because it's like you're my client, but like, oh wow, like I just love supporting. Most of my clients are young, Black entrepreneurs who are trying to grow just like me. So like, I love what you're doing. Let me support that.
Absolutely.
Supporting their business. But my biggest one is those milestones where like the 6 month move in, the year move in, 2 year, whatever that looks like, I'm checking in on you. Social media, that does come into play because not only I'm interacting with you, like loving your posts, commenting your posts, like just always staying visible.
Yeah, and keeping in touch.
Exactly. So you know that like just because we have already completed our specific transaction, I never want my clients to think like I'm not thinking about them. Yeah. Because I am.
I think to kind of add a layer, something that I do, I try to keep up with the milestones. I'm not going to say I'm the best at it because I do be forgetting.
I will never say that I'm the best.
But you try.
If it's on my calendar, I'll
do it. I think one thing that I always try to do, especially because we're in the business of like purchasing a home, there's so many different things that happen after you purchase your home that you may not be thinking of as a buyer that we know as realtors. So I always take a second to like do it quarterly and say, hey, like this quarter is winter. Did you winterize your home? Did you do this? And kind of give them those pro tips about home ownership and buying a home that I know they'll be like, oh, dang, I didn't think about that, but I did just see something. Let me kind of remind you. I think my biggest thing to your point is just keeping in touch. And it's no matter how you do it, but it's about keeping yourself top of mind. I cannot tell you how many times I've reached out to a past client about something so unimportant, so non-essential. They be like, girl, I was just thinking about you. My cousin wanted to buy a house. Like, girl, you was not thinking about me, but I'm glad you are now.
But see your cousin my way.
But see your cousin, I said hi. So I think there's an importance, no matter what business that you're in, to do some type of drip campaign or some type of post-closing strategy to kind of maintain that communication with your clients so that you're continuously building that business.
That's a great point. I think that goes into my little magazines that I send. They kind of give those like, here's a recipe you can try. Oh, this is a winner. De-winterize your home, whatever it looks like. Those are good key points to hit on. Seriously. Because I think those aren't things that other business owners are doing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about if you had an e-commerce business.
Absolutely.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, check in with your people, even if it's not text or phone call or directly speaking to them. Those email campaigns that say, hey, you can utilize this product for this. Like, how can we utilize this different type of thing?
And I think it's good to like build a community amongst your referral business. And I'm glad you mentioned e-commerce. Something that I love, like all of my favorite like smaller smaller brands, I would say, they have like these VIP or like loyal customer lists. And because you buy from them, they might say I'm doing 15% off this weekend only for my VIPs. And granted, I know I'm not really a VIP. I know I subscribe to the mailing list. It's something about when you make people feel special or make them feel like they're a part of some type of community that you're building that makes them want to buy into your product. So one thing I would say is like building a community with your referrals. Do you do like client appreciation events or things like that? Like
I haven't yet, but it's definitely something that's been on my list because I'm approaching my 5 years in business.
Are we old?
We are, kind
Come on,
of.
Grandma.
We can no longer say, "Oh, I'm new,"
and nobody cannot say we're not seasoned, babe.
We're kind of seasoned now. Like we've
a lemon
been
pepper
in
stepper.
We've helped many people buy and sell their homes. So we're kind of like, we're not vets, but like we almost there. We on y'all. We on y'all real bad. But no, I have my 5 year coming up. So I'm thinking of like doing like an appreciation event just to say, you know, thank you, show everybody a good time. I think that'd be very like beneficial for sure. But that goes into like things you have to consider to your business.
I agree. I think it's a business expense, but anything that you're diving dollars into that are also going to put dollars in your pocket, I think is worth it. To me, I think community is a really, really big aspect of your business, especially for like us who are like client facing. Because again, the more that you can put yourself in front of those clients, the more that you can build those relationships, you kind of start creating an invaluable like situation. Like it's a loyalty program.
Exactly.
I want my clients to feel like, like, I'm your man. If you go with another realtor, you have just cheated on me. You have had infidelity in our relationship, and you should not be able to sleep well at night. That is the type of relationship that I'm trying to build, because I think one thing that I always talk about is my 3 to 5 year rule. When you're in a client-facing business where you're going to be dealing with people that can kind of revolve, like with houses, right? You might buy your first house in 2020, but 2025, your life changes. You get a new job, or you want to move close to your parents. Well, now my buyer is becoming my seller and maybe my buyer again. Right. And so forth and so on. So I have this 3 to 5 year thing that I always tell people in client facing industries: build a strong book of business and a strong community within 3 to 5 years, and continue to nurture that so that wheel kind of keeps spinning, and then you don't have to find yourself still looking for new leads or chasing after the Joneses and trying to find you business and clients, because you've already created that within yourself.
Exactly. And I think a lot from just like a real estate perspective, a lot of people are like, oh, like I'm working with first-time home buyers solely. They're first-time home buyers now. Yeah. But, you know, everyone grows, everyone matures. Like, these people are going to get into different phases where if you treat them right now, like, don't treat them less than because they're first-time home buyers. That's like, the key. Regardless of, like, from a real estate perspective, and I guess any business perspective, regardless of what they're spending, regardless of what the home price is, regardless of what any of that looks like, putting the money aside, like, anybody who's valuing you as a business owner and chooses to utilize you for whatever that specific service is, you should treat them with the utmost respect. Absolutely. You know, you should treat them as equal as if they're spending $200,000 versus $1 million. It doesn't matter. Like, you all get the same respect, and I think that will show in your customer service, and that's going to show when they give you those referrals. Yeah. And I think that's a good part in a lot of times as entrepreneurs. I've been seeing this a lot on social media too. Like, money, yes, we want it, but like, that can't be everything. It can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, money can't be everything. If you love what you do, yes, the money is important. Yes, we have bills to pay, but if you're genuine in your business and you're genuine in your work, like, check on these people and build these relationships with these people because it's genuine. Like, because you genuinely care. Like, I genuinely care that you purchased this home. I know that this is a big responsibility. How is it going? Not I'm checking in because, oh, I want to make sure you don't forget about me and you can send somebody my way. Like, I'm glad you said that. It's two different. I want to talk about that piece of it, right? How do you ensure that you are communicating with clients in a way? Well, one, it has to be genuine, but I do also understand perspective, right? Sometimes I think I initially wasn't milking the referral game that much because I never wanted people to feel like I'm only checking on you for this. Right. How do you create a strategy or create like things that you can do where you don't make people feel like it's solely for the business, but that you really are checking and coming from a genuine place? I think it's just having that like I said, interacting with them on social media, just kind of having that constant communication where you're not just like, let's say they're posting that they got a promotion.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the only post that you commented on or that you interacted with. It's kind of like you're always interacting with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a ongoing thing. Like, you can't forget about them type of thing. And just, I think as you're working with them, people learn how genuine you are.
I agree.
You know, like, people learn of like, okay, this person is just here to like sell me a house. I probably won't hear from them again. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, you probably won't, like, you haven't asked them any questions to get to know them as a person. You haven't tried to learn more about their, you know, just their life, their family, what they're going through. Because people have different things going on. It's kind of like they learn how genuine you are when you're working in that deal with them. So,
I agree.
I don't know. Just as a business owner, you should just be genuine.
Yeah, I think for me, it's about personalized touch points.
Exactly.
Because I think that always goes a long way. While I do think that you can do some general things, like I do, right? I do send out different pointers or reminders for people in different seasons of the home buying experience.
Right.
Or I will send out just like little collateral about what's new, what's going on.
Right.
But I also take the time to do those personalized touch points so that my clients know, like, today is Taisha's birthday. Like, this is not
Taisha's
just
birthday. This is
not a December birthday calendar. This
Yeah.
is me reaching out to Taisha and saying happy birthday, checking in on you. And I feel like, again, that's not something that you can make up. Either you're going to be a genuine business owner or not.
And care.
But I think that there is so much value into what you said about it can't just always be about the money. If you really are in business just about money, building these types of relationships are going to be impossible for you.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that a lot of times, again, we lean into social media, we lean into all of these other things, but we don't really lean into utilizing our book of business and continuously building our communities. I think community growth it's almost like that quality over quantity kind of thing.
Yeah.
When you have 1 million followers, but you only getting 3 likes. Versus when you have 100 followers and you get 99 likes, it means that the community and the people that you are building are actually following you. And those people also follow you over a clip in your business. So I think it's important to build those genuine relationships, but also nurture them in a personalized way. And also just have those regular touch points with your clients.
Yeah, I love it when I'm able to be like, oh my God, I remember the anniversary. That's one of the things, like when I'm working with my clients, I'm always looking for like key stuff.
Yeah.
Like if you're like you like to do wine, like, are you going to the wine festival? Like, you know, like, and I have a friend who like, she once a month, she takes her clients out and does like things that they like that she kind of remember. Like she'll pick a client, like, oh, I remember this client said they like wine. Like, let me invite her to a wine
event or
whatever that looks like. It's like those personal touches are kind of like, yeah, like, yes, they're going to generate business, but when you do things from like a genuine place and it's there, the business is going to come. It's going to be so effortless. Like, you're going to be like, wow, like, I'm just enjoying what I'm doing, but it's also helping me grow my business, grow my clientele, and know that my clients not only love the service that I provided them, they trusted it to refer it to the next person.
I'm just going to say that the crazy thing, and my mom told me this when I was very young, she was like, the only time people talk about services they received or businesses that they gone to is if they really, really loved it or they absolutely hated it. Like, most of the time when you go on Google reviews, you'll never see like a 2-star review. You either see 5s or you see 1s. Like, people don't take the time out their day to talk about things that were mediocre. They either talk about it because it was absolutely amazing or because it was absolutely horrific.
Exactly.
So I feel like taking that time to, again, build those genuine relationships is really going to help because, again, it's not just you building a relationship with that person, but you're building a relationship with everybody that person knows.
Is associated
like
with.
When I think about getting my hair done or like when my makeup is done, somebody be like, I love your makeup. Girl, let me say it. And like, you just get so excited because I just came from getting a service from somebody who makes me feel beautiful and who has good customer service. And you want to talk about those and share those things. So it has to be the same sentiment in your business. So I like what you kind of said about the remembering things. Let's kind of make like a little to-do list. I feel like if you're one of these people watching, like, dang, I never really thought about building out my referral business or like going back to have those touch points. Let's talk about some things that you do. So I think one, Taisha said a really good thing. I think moving forward as you meet clients, especially for client-facing people. So if you're in the makeup industry, the service-based business, real estate industry, start making it a thing to write down stuff that your clients say as you interact. So what they like, if they have an anniversary or a special event coming up, start writing that down and attaching that to their name so that later on you can go back and say, okay, I want to reach out to this person.
Happy anniversary, Starbucks on me. Like, when you're interacting with these people, sometimes try to put the business aside and just try to get to know that person for who that person or that family, whatever, who they are. You know what I'm saying? Because those conversations are going to flow so effortlessly. And when they're flowing, make note of it. And it's not to say like, oh, I'm making note of it for X, Y, and Z. It's kind of like you have so many clients. So yeah, you're going to probably forget. Like if you write it down though, like making that extra effort to like really like, okay, this is your anniversary, this is your birthday, this is your child's birthday.
Yeah, people notice.
This is your due date. Like, yeah, like, hey, like I remember like this was a brief conversation that you probably thought that I did not take into account, but girl, I wrote it down.
And it makes people feel so. I'm getting happy thinking about this because I'm feeling like if somebody did this to me, I would be like, oh my God, like you were genuinely there and caring.
Like you were actually listening to my yapping.
I love that.
Like I'm just talking, but you remember. Thank you. Like who do I know
who I can refer this lady to?
X, Y, and Z, so I can refer them to you.
I agree. I think another thing that we talked about that I think we should add to the to-do list is just carving out time in your schedule to make time for your clients. So I know you said a friend of yours takes their clients out every month. Obviously, maybe not all of them, but I think maybe quarterly, right? Choose a couple of your clients that are either A, really, really loyal clients that you see all the time, or B, clients that are always referring, always doing stuff, and make an effort to do something nice for those people.
Something nice and just to show
gratitude,
your appreciation, show that gratitude. Like, you know what? I don't want you to think I'm taking these referrals for granted or that I took your business for granted.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm thinking of you. Let's get together. Let's stay in communication. Because I know I've had one client. She was like, oh, wow, like I'm surprised. Like, you're still reaching out to me before the house. Like, girl, you my girl. Like, I like you. Like, can we?
And when somebody buy a house with you, I feel like it's a little different because we are also in like a super saturated industry.
Exactly.
So the fact that out of all the agents that you can find, when you type in hashtag ATL Realtor, you decided to work with me. To me,
So
it's a big honor.
appreciative.
And it's still something that like I can't always wrap my head around. To
Exactly. And then I think also you should add to your checklist is to make sure that even after the business is done, you're able to provide something useful for them.
I
like
agree.
you mentioned, like it's the winter. Send them ways in which they can de-winterize their house. Like if it's lashes, send me some ways in which I can maintain these lashes for more than 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying?
Hello.
Like
Some lash
send them
wash or
ways of
something.
which whatever service or whatever you're providing is still helpful.
It's sustainable.
Beyond when the service is done.
Yeah.
You know?
I love that.
Yeah. I think those are three strong things. Let's
I think
start
those
there.
are 3 strong
Can't put too
things.
many things on your plate.
Okay, that part. And I think you just start somewhere. Again, I think, we lean into social media so much. We lean into all these regular things, but I think we always have to go back to our grassroots strategy, which is to maintain, and massage the relationships you already have within your life and your business to continuously help you grow and continuously help build your community. Because again, community and quality is better than quantity any day.
Oh, I love that.
You like
put
that?
it on a shirt. You can make a shirt line.
Speaking of shirt, y'all.
Jesus,
Speaking of
that's so many
shirt,
shirts.
and part of my community, I'm part of the Beehive. I recently just got my tickets to see Beyonce. So again, building community.
No worries that it's June. And
It's okay. Building community one step at a time, okay? And that's what it's all about. And Beyonce and that's why we spending all that money on them tickets. Building community really does change your life because for real, this is my last point about community. When these tickets dropped, Beyonce was like, oh, my Beehive. Like, first of all, I never met this lady. She ain't never talked to me, but I feel like I'm in the Beehive.
You're in the Beehive.
She like, I got special tickets for my Beehive members who got Citibank cards or American Express. And I'm in my head like, you did that for me? For me, knowing this lady didn't do it for me. And when I got in that queue and it said it was 17,000 people ahead of me, I was literally like,
she got a big community.
but I think that just really goes to show when you build community and you make people feel special and feel important. She had 17,000 other people in that city feeling special like it was their time. So again, building your community will have a lifelong list of people who are behind you, willing to support you,
rooting you on,
who
putting
will follow
your
you over the
name
cliff
in rooms
that you're not even in.
you're not in and that you don't even know about.
That's
and
right.
that's one of the most, I feel like that is literally the secret weapon to success for any business owner is people speaking your names into rooms that you're not in and you don't know about. Because you don't know who is in that room.
And you don't know who will be your next client in that room.
Okay,
So,
exactly.
y'all reach out to your clients, continue to be your referral network, and continue to tap in with us here at Hustle Haven. We are always looking for sponsorships, always looking for new topics to talk to you guys about and give y'all a little bit of insight on. As usual, we always appreciate you guys for tuning in. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. And send it to your boss friends, guys.
As always.
See you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.